Sounds good.
Hey, morning.
I'm Robbie.
Yeah, hey, Robbie, I'm Mark.
This is Robbie Ashcraft, 20 minutes early, actually, giving us an estimate to install a new garbage disposal at a wave producer's home.
We'll do the disposal on this side, and then we'll do an in and outlet on this side.
He sizes up the job, quotes us his price.
You said you got somebody that's going to do the electric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
I'll just charge you $150 to put it in.
Okay.
Which is interesting, because our investigation found Ashcraft isn't supposed to be plumbing at all. Kentucky's Division of Plumbing says he's never been licensed.
Robbie, I'm Mark Stevens with Wave 3.
And when we started to ask about that, well, we'll get back to that. Customers tell us Ashcraft said he was licensed and gave us this picture of his business card.
He was a licensed plumber, and that if I ever needed a water heater, give him a call.
Spoke up that he was a master plumber.
And I found out he didn't have a plumber's license.
Eric Shipp hired Ashcraft to install a sink, a gas line, and some cabinets for a kitchen remodel back in June. Shipp gave us copies of the checks he wrote to Ashcraft for more than $1,700 in materials.
He came in here and took my money and didn't do anything.
Shipp says he tried calling over and over to get the job started, then for a refund. But he says Ashcraft just gave him excuse after excuse until he says Ashcraft threatened him.
Well, if I got to come to your house, it's not going to be good for us. That's kind of threatening to me. It's what it comes across.
Pam Martin has a similar story. She hired Ashcraft to install a water heater.
So we wrote him a check for $700 to purchase the materials to do the hot water heater. And as of today, right now, we still don't have a hot water heater. Can't get a refund.
She says she's called and called, says she had a final heated conversation with Ashcraft, which he followed up with a text to her husband.
Tell my husband that he better put me on a leash before I got hurt.
A little too trustworthy.
Dustin Meadows hired Ashcraft in 2019 for close to $6,000 to rough in some plumbing for a new bathroom. But when his general contractor, Jerry Seymour from Alpha Construction, came by to bury the work,
the wrong fittings were used. It was not. It did not have any drop at all.
he couldn't.
Rough in was above the grade of the concrete, so if we would have filled it in, he would have had pipes sticking up, and it just would not have filled in.
Seymour ended up tearing it all out.
I've seen a lot of bad plumbing jobs in my career, and this was one of the worst. This was a complete lack of experience. It looked like somebody just decided to do plumbing one day. And
Meadows says Ashcraft also damaged the main sewer line. It leaked and began filling the utility room with raw sewage. Ashcraft refunded $3,300, but Meadows sued him for the rest and the cost to do the job over again. That case was dismissed because Meadows couldn't serve Ashcraft with the lawsuit.
And he gave me back some of my money, but he still owes me $2,700 on top of what he screwed up. I'd say I'm closer to being out $10,000.
We asked Ashcraft about his plumbing experience during our estimate.
How long have you been a plumber?
29 years.
That would have been 1992. Between 1994 and 2012, we found Ashcraft was repeatedly in and out of Kentucky's prisons for theft, stolen property, and parole violations. The Kentucky Department of Corrections says it has no record showing Ashcraft taking any plumbing courses and referred us to the state's community and technical college system. KCTCS told us it has no record of Ashcraft ever being a student. The Kentucky Division of Plumbing says it has no record of Ashcraft ever even applying for a license. That office actually mailed him this cease and desist letter in mid-October by certified mail telling him to stop. We have the receipt showing someone took delivery at the house he was renting on October 20th. Which brings us back to our garbage disposal appointment with Ashcraft. That was nearly 2 months after the cease and desist letter had been delivered.
Robbie, I'm Mark Stevens with Wave 3. And there's a copy of the cease and desist letter that the state had sent to you for plumbing. Wanted to know why you're still plumbing. We also talked to a bunch of your customers. Can you ask a couple questions, Robbie?
Ashcraft did send me a final text. Shady expletive, good try.